Dobar dan svima, moje ime je Anita Šimac, eTwinningova sam ambasadorica i ovo je zadnji tjedan u ovom nizu webinara, međunarodnih webinara eTwinning over the border. I onda ćemo se opet družiti, nadam se, na jesen. Hello Natalia and welcome. Welcome, it's lovely to have you here with us today with there's quite a few people who actually registered to attend today. So we'll see. They'll probably join us a little bit later on. But before I properly introduce you and get us started, there's just a few housekeeping things that I have to do. So I'm just going to share a video from our national agency. And it's just me today. As I said, Alenka is somewhere on a bus, stuck on the road. So I'm hoping I don't forget to do anything. As usually it's the two of us who remind each other what needs to be done. But let me just share my screen and we can have a look at this video. Okay, there we go. That's the promotional video from our national agency. And now we can start with introducing today's guest. Throughout this series of webinars, Alenka and I have introduced all our presenters as award-winning ambassadors, friends, people who we learn from, every day, every eTwinning project that we do, and this is really true with regards to Natalia and myself, because we met quite a few years ago now, but this is the 4th year that we are doing projects together on eTwinning, and I have to admit that every project that we do, I learn something new each and every time. Every project has been quite a learning journey for me, because Natalia is a brilliant teacher. She teaches English to young students in Greece. I'm trying to think what grades they are. Usually the projects that we do, the students are about 9, 10, 11 years old and so forth. So that's the kind of age group that she teaches, I believe. But not only is she a wonderful English teacher to her students, but she is a proper teacher mentor in every sense of the word. So if anyone has a chance to view some of her past projects or the work that she does for eTwinning, there's always something new and exciting, innovative and very creative to learn from her. So that's the point of these webinars, is to come away with even a little snippet of information. But I have a feeling that after today's, people will come away with loads of ideas, because I know that I always do. The pressure is completely on you now after this introduction, but I'm really happy that you agreed a few months ago when we started talking about this series of webinar, and you said, oh yes, even though you're very busy, and I know how busy you are. At the time we said, oh, it will be the end of April, there's loads of time, and before you know it, it is the end of April. So here we are, and I will hand over to my dear friend and colleague from across the border in Greece, who will take us through her eTwinning journey.
I don't know.
I was muted. I was muted for a second. Somebody muted me. Okay. I will mute myself in a minute. But I was going to say that I'll stop you halfway through, as I always do, to give you a little bit of a breather from the presentation, ask you a few questions, but I'm here in the chat keeping an eye on the questions and what's going on. And without further ado, Natalia, the floor is yours.
Anita, thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you very much for the introduction. I know that the participants' expectations are really high. They're really up after the introduction that you have made. I hope I live to fulfill these expectations. Let me share my screen and the presentation. Here it is. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm really happy to be here with fellow eTwinners from Croatia. Let me tell you just really briefly what's in for you as part of this eTwinning journey that I'm going to describe. First, I'm going to share a bit about myself and my eTwinning life. Then I'll provide some info about the Greek eTwinning community, the Hellenic eTwinning community. And the last station of the journey is the 2022 annual theme eTwinning group. I've been moderating for more than a year now. I should let you know right from the beginning that your participation is also very important because I really find it very difficult to be talking, to be the only one talking. It feels like talking to myself. And to save my sanity, you'll need to answer some questions. I'll ask you some questions, and you're invited to answer them, and eventually I'll get to know you as much as you'll get to know me, I hope. And the journey will be more fun for all of us. Next slide. Okay, as Anita has already mentioned, I am a teacher of English. I come from Egina. Egina is a small island in the Saroni Gulf. It's very close to Piraeus, which is the central harbor of Greece. I teach English at the 10th Heliopolis Primary School. Heliopolis means City of the Sun, and it is a town, a suburb of Athens, close to the city center of Athens. And here comes the first set of questions for you. What part of Croatia do you come from, and what subject do you teach? So I'm not going to do the talking. You'll be part of it. Just which part of Croatia you come from? Okay, okay, Anita, that's you. I know. Yeah. Okay. Mathematics. Okay. Anybody else? Well, where do you come from? Okay, Alenka teaches English. Okay. Daniela. Daniela, I know you. You are very famous. That is why I know you. Split. Okay, sport. Very good. Thank you very much for posting your answers. Okay, here's the geography teacher. We work together for eTwinners as pros, right, Renata? Yes, okay. Hi, Daniela. Nice to see you here. If you are interested in Zagreb mathematics, so there are lots of mathematics teachers here, or is it my impression? Okay, let me go on with the presentation. Split special education. That's great, Ivona. Okay, let me go on. How did it all start with eTwinning? After completing my master's degree back in 2004 in teaching English as a foreign language, I was looking for something fun and motivating for my students, engaging for them, as well as challenging for me to do in class. So in September 2005, I was attending a seminar for teachers of English. And one of the presentations during that seminar conference, it was about eTwinning. and I found it really intriguing that my students in Greece could actually work with students from across Europe. It wasn't Europe and beyond at that time. It was just Europe. I was very eager to start a project, as you can see on the dates of these screenshots taken from the European School Education Platform. Although the only equipment I had was a PC at home, there was no equipment at school, but I still remember the look on the faces of the sixth graders I had when I told them that we were going to work with children their age from Ireland, the UK, and Portugal. So the next question for you is, how long has it been since you joined eTwinning, and how did you find out about eTwinning? So actually there are two questions. How long has it been since you joined eTwinning? It could be, I don't know, a month or a lot more than that. And how did you find out about eTwinning? Was it a conference? Were you told by a friend? Was there some other way that you found out about this? 7 years, Anita. Okay. During a school visit by the national agency. So the national agency visited your school and they told you about eTwinning.
Yeah, it was kind of like a day, an eTwinning day. So they came and told us a little bit about eTwinning in general and tried to get us to join eTwinning. There weren't any eTwinners in the school at the time, so that was it.
Is it a common practice for the national agency to visit schools and present eTwinning as an action?
I'm trying to think. There must have been like a really good reason. I think maybe it was something to do with an anniversary, an eTwinning anniversary. Maybe that was the reason. And they were trying to kind of promote eTwinning. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was a push for schools to join eTwinning. So they actually came and visited our school, and it was maybe like a 2 to 3 hours presentation and workshop. Yeah, it was really cool.
Addressed to teachers at your school?
Yes, just the teachers.
The same. I think that this is the same context Alenka describes, because she says that she heard about it a couple of years ago at school. Maybe it was shared by a colleague. So Alenka found out about eTwinning a couple of months ago. Okay, I can't see any more answers.
Maybe people have forgotten. It's been so long, so they're not sure now, or they're a bit shy. But there's no need to be shy. Everyone should join in. Here we go. 2 years, Ivona said. Webinars as well. There is usually like quite a big push about eTwinning, and the ambassadors hold webinars in cycles. So this week is the last week of webinars with the Croatian ambassadors, and then there's a bit of a break until autumn. So it kind of goes in cycles when people hear about it and when there's a promotion. But see, mostly it's webinars, and we promote them in that way.
Yeah. That's the usual way. Yeah, that's the same in most countries. So let me go on with the presentation. Feel free to answer the question in the chat if you wish. And then at the national conference, sorry, that's no. At the national conference. At the national conference in 2006, I met a teacher and a librarian from Denmark. There were actually 2 teachers. They were the warmest crowd ever. And we came up with an idea for a project. Nordic, Polish, and Greek myths and legends was my first project that actually went well. By well, I mean that there was communication among teachers, mostly email messages at that time, and we worked with our students, mostly 9-year-olds, at our own pace and time each. We posted on the Twin Space the results of the work. The students were not very much involved in the Twin Space, but anyway, back then, even that involvement of the students was innovative. So in 2008, that project earned us our first eTwinning prize. Actually, it was the second national prize for the age category 5 to 12. That award gave us the visibility we needed to be invited to a communities project. And we worked on Play With Us, a community eTwinning project, for 2 years. For that project, we created a multitude of activities, and most of them were about the Olympic Games and Special Olympics, but also our students had to come up with an idea for a mascot and a school logo, which we didn't have at that time. Our parents who were very experienced, told us we needed a mascot and we needed a school logo, and the kids, through problem solving and creativity, made Faithan, Son of the Sun, because we live in the City of the Sun, and another colleague at my school, with his students, he came up with a school logo. At this point, I should mention that how we managed to find reliable and experienced partners. As a school, there were I was just the only twinner at the beginning, but then there were more and more teachers involved in the action. So we attended on-site events. There weren't any online events in those days. There were partner finding fairs, which are a very good opportunity to find partners. We also participated in networking activities organized by featured group moderators. We attended webinars or courses, which is even better, courses by the SchoolNet, which it was better because they were longer, and you have the time to meet other eTwinners, to meet other teachers from across Europe, and you can spot the active ones. For example, I remember, Anita, you were in one of the European SchoolNet courses. I think the mentoring one, but I'm not sure about that. Or was it a STEM one? And I remember noticing how active you were in the forum. So my next question for you is whether it is easy for you to find partners for European eTwinning projects, and how do you usually find them? I told you about what we did a long time ago, so maybe there you know of other ways now to find partners.
This is a difficult question.
Yeah,
this is a difficult question, because finding reliable partners is one thing, isn't it? Someone that you can start a project with or join a project, and I'm not sure if we're going to get any answers in the chat, because there's quite a few new eTwinners here as well. Yeah. I like the idea of the fairs that you mentioned, because since I've been an eTwinner, I've never participated in these kind of partner finding fairs, and most conferences and so forth, they've all been online. So I really miss the in-person talking and you know, meeting people. I really miss that.
Yeah, before I was talking about the time before 2010. Until 2015, you had the opportunity to meet people at partner finding. No, there were not actually partner. They were called professional development workshops. PDWs. And there were also, and then there were seminars that you could attend, and there you could meet other eTwinners, and that was one way. Or the other way was to meet them at courses.
Yeah,
I've met quite a few, or use the eTwinning Live, the tool that was there on eTwinning Live to find partners.
yeah, but I think the courses is I forgot about that actually, but now that you mention it, I remember corresponding on one of those courses with you, and I think that's a good way to meet people, because you see, you know, how people respond to the course, whether they have any good ideas, and you can get chatting in the forum. So I think that's a really good, even if it's not related to eTwinning, some kind of, you know, course on the European Schoolnet Academy is always a good idea. Yeah, that's good. I'll put that down on the chat.
I think that we met at the TED Educators.
We did, yeah.
And through that, I had the opportunity to meet 3 more teachers, and we involved in projects. I did projects with them as well,
Okay.
And they were quite reliable. Not as reliable as you.
Oh, okay. I have that on video now, so it has to be true.
It's recorded, okay.
It's recorded, yeah. But I think finding good partners is sometimes it's like a lottery, isn't it? See, yeah. Daniela says she met partners at Bonn, in 2008. That's, you know, many years ago, but then she's a very experienced eTwinner, like you are. I'm hoping that from now on there'll be many more opportunities for eTwinners to meet in person and interact and find new partners. But I think it's always good if someone can recommend, you know, a colleague to you when you're starting a project. Recommendations are good.
And I hope that the networking tool on ESAP is going to work a lot more reliably. It has improved quite a lot since the beginning, and it's relatively easy to find some people, although it's really tricky with the technology. You remember we found Anna, who is one of our project partners, and she's been very reliable and very hardworking, and we found her through the networking tool that was in the legacy platform.
Yeah.
Okay. So more about me. So, I have participated as an expert or moderator in eTwinning Ambassadors MOOCs 2017, 2019, 2021. In 2023, I ran an online workshop with Patrizia Roma, an ambassador from Italy, for the Ambassadors course. I have created educational content for eTwinning learning events and online seminars on student agency, blended learning, and remote teaching. I've contributed to the Teacher Academy MOOC, Bridging Distance and In-School Learning, Blended Learning in Action, as a moderator and curator of the participants' work. Over the 18 years of my involvement in eTwinning, I've created or participated in more than 80 projects with students aged from 6 to 12, and I should admit that besides being hardworking and committed, I was also lucky enough to have national quality labels granted to quite a few of these projects. I should also note that my work and that of my partners was acknowledged at national level. Here is the A World of Famous Difference, an eTwinning project that received the national prize, the first national prize, and was winner for the age category 6 to 11 in 2017, with partners from Croatia, Poland, Turkey, and Argentina. In 2017, we also had the honor to receive the European prize, the winning prize for the eTwinning project in Darwin Steps. The video on the right is the video that is usually created by the European Commission for the winning project. It's not just for endowing steps. It is the same for all European prize-winning projects. And on the left, it's a snapshot from the school ceremony with members from the National Support Organization, the European Commission, and the Central Support Service back in May 2017. And that was the RoboCode was the another project that received the first prize for the age category 16 to 19 in 2020. We had partners from Greece and Poland from primary and secondary education, and the national meantime received the special prize for activist citizenship at the national conference in 2020. We had partners from Spain, Turkey, Italy, and Poland. And the last one, eTwinning European Prizes 2022, with partners from Croatia and Spain, eTwinners as pros. On the right, there's the congratulations video by the European Commission and the Central Support Service. And on the left, it's the eTwinners as pros video produced, created by the European Commission, featuring Anita's image. And here's my current situation, what am I doing right now? Over the years, right now, I'm with a national support organization in Greece. I go on creating and participating in eTwinning projects because this is the only way that I know to teach in class. I can't help it anymore. Now, before asking you the question, I would like to tell you that over the years, I managed through eTwinning to improve linguistic and digital skills, acquire new knowledge, learn to use new methodologies in class. But above all, I think that eTwinning helped me to acquire a new set of values. I've become more tolerant with people. I've overcome stereotypes. I've accepted that good teachers, reliable, hardworking partners come in different sizes from all nations. They can be very committed at one time in their lives, but it is only human if they cannot be committed to a new project later on in our teaching lives. Because apart from eTwinning, there is also professional life, family life, private life, social life. We need to keep up with a lot of things. So it is not easy to be always hardworking and reliable when it comes to eTwinning. It's a blessing that we can take on all of these roles. It may be exhausting at some times, but it also keeps us alive and creative, and it keeps us creative and productive teachers, the sort of teachers that our students need. So I would like to know what you think about that. And the question is, what are the benefits of being a member of eTwinning? What do you think? What do you feel the benefits are for you? Do these benefits have to do with the skills that you are that you have acquired, that you will acquire? Is it are the benefits related to new knowledge? Do you feel that you have acquired new values? Do you feel that you have become a better person? If there is any answer to that. Okay. It said real life learning motivation. Students are inspired. Yes. Yeah, that's true. The impact of eTwinning on the students is enormous, I think. And the better we become as teachers in implementing eTwinning in our curriculum, the more the response, the more intense the response that we get from our students. Yeah, Alenka, I agree with you. Inspiring students and changing the way we teach are the most important benefits. better language skills, sharing experiences with other teachers. Okay, we are a rare race. We are. It doesn't matter whether we come from Greece or from Croatia or from any other country. Teachers, I think, are of have the same set of values. At least this is the impression I have. I think we share a lot in common.
Yes.
Learning from students. Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to you talking before about learning from eTwinning, and you kept on saying you know, you weren't focusing on the students when you were talking about the importance of eTwinning. You kept on saying, even after all these years that you've been working and have been participating in projects, you said, I don't know if you realize, I've learned so much. I've improved these skills. You know, so you're talking about your own experience, and that really is true, because a lot of the times we start these projects thinking that they're primarily for the students, but they're for us as well. At the end of the day, I think, you know, you find someone who, as you said, has similar work ethic and outlooks on life, and the same stresses at work, and you know, you connect with people. I think
Exactly.
that's what's important.
I didn't mention these benefits because I'm a self-centered person. It's because I think that for new eTwinners, it's very important to know what the benefits are in the eTwinning action, besides those for their students. And enough with myself. Okay.
I wanted to ask though something before you go on. On one of the slides you mentioned Argentina as a partner.
Yes.
How did that come about? And I didn't realize that you know, colleagues from Argentina could work in eTwinning projects.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't make it up. Actually, we started working with a school from Argentina, with Gabriela Dayan, the teacher, through a platform called Cambridge Pen Friends. That was a million years ago, but we liked the collaboration with that school, so we decided when we did this. It was a cultural project about the different things that are there in different countries, in different civilizations, in different cultures. If you take a look at the Europeans, we're all different, and and in this project we wanted to focus on the famous differences. That is the differences in poetry, the differences in sports, and we thought that including another school from another continent would be interesting, and it was actually very interesting, but it didn't last long. Because we started the project in September, but on the 30th of November, the schools in Argentina closed for summer. So yeah, they could participate only just for one trimester, and we worked on the sports activity during that trimester. But it was very interesting for all European partner countries, especially because you know how difficult it is to set a meeting with people in different time zones, and the time difference is just 1 hour. Even for us from Greece, it is just 2 hours if you want to meet a partner from Portugal, or 1 hour if you want to meet a partner from
Croatia.
Turkey. Oh, yeah, exactly. To meet the Argentinians, we had to go to school in the evening at 7 o'clock, so that they are there at 1 o'clock, just before their lunch break or something like that. So it takes time and it takes effort, but it was worth doing it, and the children enjoyed it very much because it makes them feel that it's so rare to meet
Yes.
students that they are just like them, you know, two hands, two legs. We all look alike.
Yeah, but this is it, and you know, it's you know from experience, as do I, organizing a meeting between partners that are within, you know, similar time zones is hard enough. So that must have been quite an achievement, and for the children to see, oh, you know, my goodness, we're connecting with someone who's on the other side of the world in Argentina. That must have been really special for them, I think.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah. And did you also say at one point that you've participated in over 80 projects? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, that's here.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
Projects 89. I didn't
okay.
know that. It was I first saw it on the European School Education Platform, and to tell you the truth, because there are many twinners who complain. At least in Greece, there are many twinners who complain about not getting the national quality label. For these 89 projects, I have received, I don't know, 50 quality labels.
Okay.
This means that sometimes some projects do not go that well, and I know it from we know it that the work that we have done, or the partnership that we had, or the class we had, they didn't respond to the activities that much. Mainly, I think that with the project that didn't receive a quality label, I was to blame. So I'm happy with that. I didn't apply, and I didn't get I didn't get the rejection because I'm very bad with rejections. So I don't have 89 national quality labels, but I'm very happy that I have tried 89 times.
Yeah, but this is it, isn't it? Every project is a learning experience, and I think that some people do see a project as being successful only if they receive a quality label, but exactly. I don't think that should really be the case. In these past couple of years now, I think this may be the second year in Croatia, and I'm pretty sure it's in all the other eTwinning countries, you can only apply for 4 quality labels within the year. Is that the rule in Greece as well? Is it 4?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think, you know, participating in 4 projects, and that's a huge amount of work if you want to do it properly, and if you're going to apply for a quality label. Also, this year, what's new in Croatia is you can't apply for a national quality label unless both coordinators are from different countries. In Croatia, I don't know what the rule was in Greece, but before you could actually apply for a quality label if both coordinators, partners, you know, founding partners were from Croatia. But they explained to us in a national agency that the point of eTwinning is connecting with other countries. So the fact that it's called a national quality label is a little bit deceiving because the project is an international one at the end of the day, you know. But
yeah, exactly. And it's exactly the same in Greece, and I think that it's the same in all countries participating in eTwinning. I hope so.
Okay.
So moving on to the Greek eTwinning community, it's a vibrant community of educators and eTwinners. In 2022, there were more than 35,000 teachers from more than 11,000 schools participating, creating, working for more than 19,000 projects ever since 2006. I don't have the current data, but I can claim firmly say that Greek eTwinners have embraced eTwinning action, and they're very active in projects. In eTwinning groups, they are active in webinars and courses provided by the European Commission on ESEP. On the right, you can see the Hellenic eTwinning portal featuring the ambassadors' webinars and online workshops. The ambassadors are the really important, if not the most important feature of the community. Professional development opportunities offered to Greek eTwinners by the National Support Organization. There are 14 six-month eTwinning seminars catering for the ICT needs of Greek teachers in primary and secondary education. There is the National eTwinning Conference annually, usually in November. Currently, ambassadors only run webinars. There are no on-site events for the past 3 years. For the past 2 years, the Hellenic National Support Organization has offered eTwinning MOOCs on pedagogical topics. The most recent one is eTwinning and skills development in 2022, and there was a MOOC rerun in 2023. And there are also publications featuring good practices and worthy projects. Here we have this is a European prize with a Greek participation. We usually mention it during our seminars. The ambassadors mention them during the seminars because that project back in 2013 received the first and overall prize for the age category 2012 to 15. It was the Rainbow Village. If you are able to find information about it, it's great. It's one of the projects that show eTwinners how they can collaborate with each other, working in transnational groups and helping the children to connect. And this is another project with Greek participation, and that also won the first and overall prize. That one in 2014, Lips, Let Your Passions Shine. It received the first prize in the age category 4 to 11. And here we have 4 groups. These are eTwinning featured and grassroots groups moderated by Greek eTwinners. The Creative Classroom by Geliki Kuyuruki. The English as a Second Language group, it is moderated by Theodora Geniu. Game-based classroom moderated by Glikeria Gouvetou. And there is also the eTwinning Supports Ukraine community-driven solidarity activities moderated by Sofia Kouzouli. This is not a featured group, but it is a grassroots group, and Sofia is a member of the NSO as well. No, before that, I think I've got I got a question for you. Now, before that, I'd like to when it comes to groups, I really invite you to join these groups or any other groups that are active. These ones offer expert talks on methodologies. They organize online partner finding fairs, and you can network through these groups. You can meet like-minded teachers, find partners for your projects, participate in creative activities. Most of the times, these activities are related to the annual theme. You can get inspiration. You can disseminate your projects through events that these groups host to promote good practices. So the question is, are you a member of an eTwinning featured group? Can you edit in the chat the name of the eTwinning featured group that you're a member of? Or are you a member of any eTwinning group, not just a featured one? Featured groups are supported by the Central Support Service. What are the benefits of being a member of an eTwinning featured group? If you are already, maybe you feel that you are, it's beneficial for you. In what terms? Is there something good for you from these eTwinning featured groups? I mentioned some benefits, but maybe there is some other feeling. Learning from students and creative classroom, yes. Creative classroom is very popular. It was initiated by Greek, Mirin Pateraki, and now it is moderated by Geliki Koyuruki. Mindfulness is, Anita, this annual.
No, it's the well-being one. I saw Daniela write it down, and I completely miswrote that. No, it's that's the new one, isn't it, Daniela?
Yes.
Yeah. If she can hear me, yes. Yeah. And I'm a member of a STEM group. I seem to have been a member of more groups on the old platform, but I'm kind of finding it a little bit difficult to navigate with groups on the new platform, to be honest. I don't know why. I don't know why that is.
I think that if you were a member of 10 groups, these groups are mitigated with your participation. That you don't need to rejoin. Right. You're already. I think so.
Yeah, I'm actually looking now on the ESET platform. Yeah, I can see.
Alenka is a member of quite a few. Yeah, media literacy and disinformation. Yeah, that was a group for another annual theme. 2 years ago, I think that was. Game-based classroom, okay. Entrepreneurship in education, it is moderated by Cornelia, I think. English as a second language, yes, moderated by Theodora. Creativity mathematics, is that it's not an eTwinning featured group, is it yours?
No. It's mine. It's mine. I haven't done anything on it since it migrated to the new platform. Yes. So I will be starting in the autumn, but it's just one of those groups to prove that mathematicians can be creative as well. So yeah, that's mine. I'm just looking at all the other groups that there are. I mean, there's so many of them, and these groups are great for, you know, meeting people with the same interests and just bouncing off ideas. I didn't realize, as you said, that you can use these groups to disseminate and hold events. I didn't realize that, to be honest.
If you, for example, do you remember 2 years ago, we participated in the conference organized by the Creative Classroom. That was part of the visibility activity that we had to do in order to disseminate the project. And it gave us a good opportunity. Daniela had another group, the visibility group, and you could, the Twinners could contribute with an article, and that increased the visibility of their projects. So there is a lot of work done in the groups. Yes. Okay, let me go on with the presentation. We are on the second, we're leaving the second station, and we're moving on to the third and final one, the eTwinning annual theme 2022 featured group, our future beautiful sustainable together, schools and the new European Bauhaus. I'm going to talk to you briefly about the group, because most of its material, none of its material has been migrated yet. Let me, where is it? Where is it? Okay, here it is. Okay. So you can join the group. Our future beautiful sustainable together schools and the new European Bauhaus is the eTwinning featured group, created last year. It's where you can explore the 2022 eTwinning annual theme of our beautiful sustainable future together, a theme which is very rich and is divided into 3 main sub themes: beauty, sustainability and inclusion, which means that in the group in the group space in the legacy platform, there were lots of resources and materials for teaching and learning. And eventually, when everything is mitigated, these resources and materials will be there for eTwinners to use. On the left, you can see the tiny URL for the link to the group. That is, if you click on it, you can move to the ESEP platform, to the group space on the ESEP platform, and you can join the group. And when everything is mitigated there, you'll have access to the material. On the left, there is the QR code for the group. You can scan it and enter the group, and then you can either click the join button on the right of the screen, and you can click it and you can join the group. The group is an eTwinning community with its cornerstones such as collaboration, support, professional development, recognition. There are sources of inspiration, invitations to challenges with your classes, invitations to share your ideas for activities with other eTwinners, get in the spotlight and present your work. At least this is what we did last year, and we're planning to do the same as soon as the group is back on. Just a quick tour. This is the communication page. It's entitled In Contact with Members, and the communication channels to get in contact with the moderators. Now, actually, I am the moderator, and I'm assisted by Andreas Galanos, who is the sub-moderator. You can find the NEP group on social media, but you can also share your email address in the Google form. I'm going to edit. You can see it on the right, but I'm going to edit in the chat as soon as we're complete with the presentation. Here's the netiquette and e-safety page. Of course, this is what the page looked on the legacy platform. It's going to look more or less the same on the new platform as soon as it is mitigated. This is the group consists of 4 parts: learning modules, teaching ideas and tips, news and activities. There are also suggestions for, we're not going to watch the video. Okay, there are teaching ideas, suggestions, how to teach inclusion and sustainability through eTwinning projects, practical ideas and successful practices. Teaching in blended and hybrid environments comes under beautiful schools. That's the calendar of activities for the activities that were done last year. Here is the news part about professional development opportunities offered at European level. The news items are arranged in group, and what is offered on blended learning comes under beauty, and you can find on the page on this page, on the news page. There are also mini modules for learning. The group space was structured around 4 main categories that I've already mentioned. And when it comes to learning, the concept is for us, for the moderators, to provide eTwinners with input, as much input as possible on new and innovative methods, pedagogies, ideas that are in trend in the education world, but also have a realistic connection to the eTwinners teaching situation. They are practical, in other words. We also want the eTwinners to be able to access all this information easily. So the input comes in bite-sized chunks, in mini modules, and mini modules are arranged on the page, and each mini module is arranged in a way that is visually appealing, or and in a user-friendly way, so that one can get at it at a glance. This is what we did last year, and I hope we can do it again on the new platform soon. There were also infographics that explained the new European Bauhaus themes of beauty, inclusion, and sustainability. And the basic concepts of the European Bauhaus movement, which I'm sure that you're aware of, because last year there were many webinars and events through which the Central Support Service and the National Support Organizations were trying to familiarize eTwinners with the topic. The basic concepts of the new European Bauhaus are here. The New European Bauhaus is an initiative that covers aesthetics, sustainability, and inclusion. The concept is for scientists, artists, technologists to come together, bridge and culture, art, technology, and science to come together and design together. This togetherness requires effective communication and collaboration, which is something that we are very familiar with in eTwinning. We need to find ways to design future ways to live together. In this together comes inclusion. Everybody should be included. And in the new European Bauhaus community, we should all have access and be able to afford the final product designed. And all this takes place while protecting our planet. And at this point comes the European Green Deal that prohibits us from meeting in live. So in other words, roughly, that's the new European Bauhaus. Maybe you are already aware of that, and I hope I'm not boring you. And when it comes to schools, the new European Bauhaus is a transforming initiative that can help us make the most out of the human resources that our schools have, and create a blissful future together by creating quality learning environments which underline sustainability, inclusion, creativity, technology, by passing the floor to our students, and giving them, letting them take the lead and become masters, take on roles, work together, share ideas. Here we have the parts of the infographic with definitions for each one of the three different sub-themes. Beautiful, inclusive, sustainable. My question here would be to you whether you are, which ones of these sound familiar to you. They have something to do with your schools, but since there isn't much time, I think I should go on with the presentation. And yeah, okay, Anita, do you agree? Yes, okay. So let me finish the journey. And okay, I would like to tell you a few things about the event that the group organized last year, and you can have access to all this material, and maybe you can find them helpful. For example, this is an Art Steps gallery we created last year for the eTwinning Spring Campaign 2022, and here you can see schools, the way they were designed by the students. And this is one of the resources included in the presentation. So I move on, and you'll have the time to take a good look at them at your own pace. Here's a partner finding fair that was online. The first one was matchmaking. That was part of the eTwinning Weeks campaign 2022. And there was a second one a couple of weeks later in October, Share, Compare, and Join, that we run together with Geliki Kuluruki, the moderator of the Creative Classroom group. There were also 5 interactive webinars organized and hosted by the NEB group. STEM through blended learning spaces. You can see that all webinars, there is the title and the relevant video. You can watch the videos, and there are resources and material there that can help you if you're interested. Do STEM activities through blended learning spaces. The New European Powerhouse group focused on learning spaces and how they can become more sustainable, inclusive, and can produce effective learning. That was another one of the events, another one of the webinars, sustainable learning spaces in schoolyards as school islands. Sustainable learning spaces from theory to practice with very good tips by an expert from Spain in June 2022. Collaborative virtual spaces, the students can learn using tools that are not right there, but they can be found on the internet, such as co-spaces, for example, and they can collaborate on them. Co-designing, considering students' voices for inclusive blended learning environments. How can students have a voice, and how they can all be included in the learning environment. And this is a list of learning spaces. It includes beautiful, open, green, unconventional, blended learning spaces, hybrid learning spaces. It's one of the resources created for the New European Powerhouse group last year. And it's actually a collection of spaces, and you can get ideas what you can do with your students in order to organize learning that is really effective, and it can be taken places, and it's not constrained or limited within the classroom walls. It has to do with the people that you invite to class. It has to do with the teaching classes outside, out of the classroom. Okay, and that was the last one, I think. Okay. I hope I haven't bored you. I was really happy to be here with you. Thank you very much for your attention. And this is my email in case you have email address in case you have any questions. Anita.
My goodness. Hang on. Let's. Can you stop the maybe sharing so that I can't see loads of me? It's putting me right off. I was going to say that I shared your presentation. I mean, this is something that could have lasted double the amount of time, because there's so much information, so many resources, videos, links to groups and ideas. So I've put that in the chat, but because this webinar is recorded, then eTwinning Croatia has their YouTube channel, so it will be on that as well, and people will be viewing that, those that didn't get a chance to join us today. But yeah, I'd learned loads of new things, so I'm pretty sure everyone else did as well. Thank you. I don't know what else to say, but it's always a pleasure listening to you, working with you, and learning from you. And I'm hoping that we will continue our collaborations for many years in the future. I don't know what else to say, really. I mean, you've heard it all before from me, how much I value your friendship and the collaboration. that we've had over the past few years. It would be great to meet you in person. So that's my hope. That's my hope as well. That's my hope. But thank you for the form as well that you've put in the chat. And I just ask everyone to fill it out. Having said that, here's Renata. She's actually a colleague of mine, as you know, from school, but she's a very, very a good friend of mine also, and we love collaborating together and the eTwinning projects that we do with you. I know, even though she probably will not want to put her microphone on or her camera, but I know that she feels very happy to have been involved in all the work that we've done together as well. Having a look at your form, I've just remembered that I forgot to put the official form in for the Croatian national. So if you want to say a few words for the end, I'd be very grateful while I find the evaluation form.
The form that I've put the link in the chat for, it's just the form for the group. Those of you that are interested in participating in the group, in joining the group, you can do so by following the link that I've showed you before. But since the group does not function the way it should, none of the groups does, we'll use this form as a contact list, so that when everything gets started, I can send you a message that the group space is ready, and you can visit it and find all these resources that I've already mentioned, plus even some more. They can, these are resources which you can use, that you can get inspired. Maybe you already do some of this stuff at your school anyway, but there is always something that somebody else does, and this may be inspiring for you. The eTwinning community, we take pride in helping each other and supporting each other.
Definitely.
Anita, thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for the hospitality. I love working with you. You know that. And I really hope we can go on working together in the future as well.
Thank you so much for finding the time. I think everyone kind of had a little glimpse into how much work it is that you do, so they will appreciate how busy you are. I know your first love is always teaching, so after you teach in your school, then everything else takes time. But as you also mentioned at one point, teachers are a special breed of human being who always have, always finding time to do other things, but it's so important that we take time out for ourselves. So go and have a rest. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. Thank you to all our participants, and a huge thank you to you, Natalia, as well. And speak soon. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.